Hello, everyone. Again, it is February 19th, almost 3 p.m., 2:30. Thought I would come in and chime in on my thoughts regarding Thursday and Friday system, which really haven't changed much, but we'll get into that here in a minute. Um, here's a local look at what's going on. As you can see right here, snow bursts or snow squalls, as we call them, that typically originate up here. You can see them coming up off here, but really, they're really this is in wake of the cold front that passed us last night. That's way out here now. So we got a little bit of moisture to play with, but like I thought, it's just not really dumping much. We get these enhanced snow squalls come through, and it just really doesn't amount to much. So that's the current map. These will end by late tonight, and tomorrow we'll be back to nice weather again. So, well, cold but nice. And then we wait for Thursday and Friday system, which I'm going to go into right now. But first, um, you'd be amazed at the amount of people I come through that I come upon who do not know the difference between sleet and freezing rain, and I think it's time to explain the difference because there is a huge difference when you're dealing with sleet versus freezing rain. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because this is what I think we'll be dealing with come Thursday night into Friday, maybe Thursday afternoon. So I want to pull up a little graphic here. As you can see right here, it all deals, here's the atmosphere. Up top, it's all snow. It all deals with a warm layer of air that moves into the middle layers of the atmosphere, okay? With sleet, as you can see, it falls as snow in the cold layer. It melts in this warm layer that moves into the mid-levels, then refreezes into these tiny pellets that fall and hit the ground, okay? So basically it's doing what it says, rain freezes before impact. Now sleet is much more manageable in my opinion than freezing rain because sleet turns slushy and sleet is actually drivable on, okay? Now, freezing rain and sleet also tends to cool the whole atmosphere down. So if we do see sleet Thursday and Friday, it may change it to snow for a little while, but I am not expecting major accumulations. My thoughts on this have not changed, folks. They just haven't, and they're not going to until I see more evidence. I'm sticking with what I have. I don't care what the models say. I'm just sticking with what I got. I do not see this being a major or even a significant system for us. Now, freezing rain, as you can see, it's still snow above, but the warm layer is more expanded with freezing rain. It's a lot bigger. So freezing rain, the snow falls, melts as rain, and stays as rain, but freezes upon contact on ground surfaces that are below 32 degrees. Okay, you have to have anywhere between 28 and 31 degrees for freezing rain to really cause problems. This is the worst type of scenario because there's nothing in the world that can handle freezing rain. You can't drive on it. You just can't. You can't even hardly walk on it. This is a solid sheet of ice, and the absolute worst case scenario, which I hope does not happen on Thursday and Friday. But there is some data suggesting we could see a little bit of it. So I just wanted to get these two. Hopefully, you understand the difference between these two because you don't. I see people. I see people all the time reporting sleet when it's actually not sleeting, it's raining but freezing on the ground. There's a huge difference here, folks. Huge difference with regards to a forecast and regards to travel. And if somebody's reporting one thing and it's doing the other, if somebody's reporting sleet and it's actually freezing rain, that's dangerous because freezing rain is way more dangerous than sleet. Okay, so just remember this. If you see pellets falling and pellets hitting the ground and bouncing in the winter, that's not freezing rain, that's sleet. Now, if you see rain falling in the wintertime and you see it freezing on the ground, that is freezing rain. The first place to look for freezing rain accumulations, folks, is on your trees. Look on your trees. If you see rain, if you see water on the trees starting to freeze, you've got a freezing rain problem. Okay? Now, that's out of the way. Let's go to our modeling system. Today, I've shook it up a little bit. I've got 3 models today. I'm going to bring the Euro in to play finally. But first we're going to start off with the NAM, which goes out to only 84 hours. And let's get right to this storm right here. And I'm going to see these hours, how they all line up. I'm going to use these as comparisons to show you what each model is doing here and what each one's showing. Because they're virtually all almost the same. But there's a couple little differences on them, and I'll show. All right, here's hour 48. We're getting into Thursday of the NAM. You can see precip out into the plains is really starting to crank right out here. These people up in here are going to get a heck of a snowstorm, folks. Nebraska, Kansas, up into Iowa, they're going to get a heck of a snowstorm, a foot plus, a foot plus. But watch this 540 line, okay? Remember, 540 is the freezing, 546 is the warmer above freezing. It's going to be a little bit tougher with the storm to nail. We're going to have to look at things called soundings and skew-tees to actually see, which I'm not going to show you here because you won't get them, and I still don't get them yet. I'm honest, folks. Skew-tees and me don't get along. So let's there's hour 48. Let's look at hour 48 of the GFS. Not much difference. Hour 48 of the Euro. Not much difference. Okay, we've all got the same. They've all got the same idea. Now let's go to game time here. Hour 54 of the NAM. Okay, here we go. Here comes our system. Hour 60 of the NAM. Hour 60. Now let's go back to hour 60. 60. I'm sorry. Let's keep it on 60 here. Notice this right here. This is where the differences start. Here's our system right here. Here's our heavy, heavy snow up here. But look at this warm air advecting up. And this is what I've been warning people about. You've got to watch this time of the year. This can make or break a sleet or freezing rain forecast. Hopefully for us, it breaks it. This warmer air can and does sneak up further north than what forecast models have it. Now, is the NAM starting to pick this up? I don't know. Okay, we're going to have to see how far north this warmer air advects up into the area. If we only get a slight layer of warm air in the mid levels, then we will have ice problems. But if this warmer air advects up higher, like what the NAM's suggesting, we may not have as much of an ice problem, and it may just be plain rain. But right now, I don't buy this. I think we're gonna have some sort of ice problem. I just don't know how much yet. I don't think it's going to be major. So anyway, let's go look. Now you'll see the difference. See the GFS? See how much lower it is? See where the 546 line is? It's a little bit lower. The Euro is about in the middle of the two. It's a little bit higher. But clearly the NAM, the North Atlantic model, is bringing the 546 line higher. So in the end, we're going to have to see which one of these wins out. I do know the Euro. This is the European model, by the way. The Euro did move southeast, so it's got the heaviest snow all in the same areas. It's just a fact of where this ice is going to set up right there. I think southern Missouri and northern Arkansas are in big trouble for ice, and it's going to move up this way. But and we're going to have to see where it sets up here. If it sets up in southern Indiana, central Indiana, I don't quite know yet. And I'll give you my predictions on what I think how much ice will eventually fall. But watch this system. Let's go back to the NAM. Here's the NAM. Watch this system as it moves northeast. Boom, boom, dead. And I'm going to tell you why. See this big 1028 high back here? This system goes right up against this high, and this high says, no you don't. And it demolishes the system. It shears it apart. Completely destroys it. And all the precip is just gone. And then the NAM it has agreement from GFS. Look at that. Same thing. Euro, same thing. This system it cannot go up against this high pressure system. It just shears it apart. I mean, here's our block right here. Our Western Greenland block, what I was talking about yesterday. Just can't go against it. It's too much. So now that I've shown you the models, let's go to the HPC freezing rain outlooks. Okay, this would be for Friday, Thursday night, Friday. I know it says Saturday ends, but they're showing a chance of greater than 1/100th of an inch of ice, which is pretty high here. Okay, they've got it at 95% for this area. Now let's go greater chance of 1/10 of an inch ice. Okay, the probabilities shrink right here. They go down to 70%. Okay, this is from the HPC. Let's go to, and this is what I consider starting to get into a dicey territory, greater than 2/10 of an inch or 2,500 or 1/4 of an inch of ice. Right here. This is where it starts getting dicey. See, they don't have that great of probabilities right now. They only got a 10 to 20%, but that is pretty good. That's pretty high. And catastrophic ice storm category, not catastrophic, but major, is over in 1/2 an inch. They don't have that anywhere right here. Now, they do have it back here. Okay, they have that right here. I am very worried about this area right here. I think they're dead on. Southern Missouri and northern Arkansas could get one heck of an ice storm. And there, I fully expect there will be ice storm warnings up right here if this keeps up, if this trend continues. Okay, so let's go over. I'll keep this up so you can look at it right here. Yeah, let's look at that. Virtually guaranteed a tenth of an inch of ice right here for these folks. That's almost 100%. That is 100%. So that's pretty much guaranteed at this point. So that's pretty dangerous. My forecast as of right now. Here it is. System moves in Thursday afternoon. I think we get tops 1 to 2 inches of snow, if that. If that. I don't think this is a snow producer. If this thing trends further southeast and the cold air trends with it, I'll admit I was wrong. It's as simple as that. Ice-wise, but 1 to 2 inches of snow is all I see. That's it. That's all I see right now, and I want to make this very clear to everybody. Ice accumulations. I see anywhere from 1/10 of an inch to 2/10 of an inch of ice, which would be a problem, but would not be major or catastrophic. Okay, I'm thinking we're going to see either right here in central Indiana a winter weather advisory, or we'll see a freezing rain advisory at the most. I do not believe we'll see an ice storm warning. So I would not fret about that. But if this all changes, I will let you know, because I have no problem admitting being wrong. I have a problem with getting it wrong, and God forbid one of you getting hurt because you listened to me and I was wrong. So if I see this change, I will come on and let you know. But as of right now, this is what I see. I will watch tonight. The storm is going to be fully sampled tonight, which means the storm's coming in on the west coast. The energy of the storm will be fully sampled. Weather balloons will be set up into it, and it'll be ready to go. The storm will start moving out this way. It'll form right in here, and it's slated to go right up that way right now. So we shall see. I will keep you all updated. Thank you for watching.